As the refugee crisis continues, Europe is still dealing with a huge influx of migrants. They're fleeing conflict zones in the Middle East and Africa for a chance at a better life. Many of them are forced to cross dangerous waters in the Mediterranean Sea. The journey is often perilous, and with more and more refugees filling rafts and wooden ships past their capacity, rescue crews have started patrolling the Mediterranean to conduct continuous search and rescue missions. Joining us today from the International Red Cross Society is Jenelle Eli, who is currently volunteering aboard the Responder, a rescue ship that is operated by the IRC with the Migrant Offshore Aid Station. She's joining us today via Skype from Budapest. Jenelle, welcome.
Thanks, Perry.
So could you tell us why you were motivated to volunteer for this rescue effort aboard the Responder?
Absolutely. Well, I was just on the Responder for 3 weeks. We were actually living on the ship. And from the moment I heard that the Red Cross was participating in this Responder mission, I was very interested in participating. The refugee crisis has really reached a peak. There are more people displaced from their homes than ever before in recorded history. So when I realized there might be an opportunity for me to help with the Red Cross, I really jumped on the opportunity. The Red Cross can't always prevent the reasons why people are fleeing their homes, but to be able to help people on the migratory route and really provide these life-saving services, I think it's something that's just at the core of Red Crescent's mission, and when I knew I had the opportunity, I took it.
And you pretty much just joined the mission. What have you encountered since you've been out there? What kind of missions have you been on in terms of rescuing ships in the Mediterranean?
Yep, so my most recent rescue was when we came across a rubber dinghy. Basically, we get up every morning at 4:30 and keep our eye on the radar and have binoculars out looking to see if there are migrants trying to escape Libyan waters. We detected something on the radar and looked through binoculars and saw what looked like a flashlight waving. Eventually, we turned on our searchlight and boom, there was a rubber dinghy full of people, so overcrowded. The guys from Migrant Offshore Aid Station jumped into action, threw life jackets to people, and got them on board the Responder. From there, Red Cross jumps in. A medical doctor gives everyone a check for urgent medical needs. We get everyone seated and get them water, food, blankets, and things that they need to keep them alive from their journey, just outside of Libyan waters to Europe.
And Janelle, I'm sorry.
No, it was just such an overcrowded dinghy. I mean, I had heard that 170 was the most that people on the Responder had seen coming from a rubber dinghy, and this had 175 people on it, including 3 kids and 62 women, I believe. And
what was the reaction from the people on board after they're rescued and then brought upon the Responder? What did they say to you and your colleagues after they're brought to safety?
Honestly, the reactions from migrants being brought to safety are so varied. We have people who come on the ship and immediately collapse from exhaustion or dehydration. Others are crying and they still look scared, and still others are just saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Some of them, knew they were on a rubber dinghy trying to reach Europe, and others were forced onto these wooden vessels or rubber dinghies, by gunpoint, and they had no idea where they were going. They just knew they were going into the sea in the dark. Once reality sets in a bit, people, also have varied reactions, but a lot of them told me they weren't sure, who they were being rescued by, but they were really relieved to see a Red Cross, Red Crescent emblem, because it's something that they have encountered in their home countries, and that means that help is on the way and that they're safe.
Janelle, it seems that more and more refugees and migrants are taking this journey across the Mediterranean. And I know the Responder is not the only ship out there conducting these missions. How, from what you've seen firsthand, how vital is it for ships such as the Responder and others to be patrolling the waters? I mean, are there more and more dinghies and ships filled with migrants out there?
It's a tough question because we honestly don't know how many rubber dinghies and boats don't even make it outside of Libyan waters. There are lots and lots of people seeking safety, and when we're out there, we see them and we rescue them. But the disturbing thing is that people from the Libyan Red Crescent still continue to collect bodies on the beaches that have washed up in Libya. You know, there are lots of people all over the world, like I said earlier, more than have ever been recorded in history, that are fleeing their homes and seeking a better life. And we see them almost every day aboard the responder. So this kind of mission is so absolutely necessary. If boats weren't out there to rescue people, there is no doubt that they would die at sea. There is no possibility that people in these wooden boats and these rubber dinghies can make it from Libya to Italy. You know, they are in danger of drowning, dehydration, hypothermia, you name it. So, yep, if these rescue boats like the Responder weren't picking people up, they would drown.
Well, sounds like you're doing good work out there. Thank you for joining us, Jenelle. For more on this story, please check out foxnews.com, where you can also see exclusive photos of the Responders' rescue efforts. I'm Chiaramonte. Thanks for watching.